Hello, I'm Julia, and I'm going to be talking about, last week's readings, week 8. The main theme was about talking about disability justice, and some of it was disability in immigration, like disability justice within immigration justice. And I've always believed that, not always, but for a long time, I have believed that disability is not as disabling from the body or whatever, the mind or wherever that disability is. It's more disabling from society. Whatever society tells you that your disability makes you exceptional to live with. Like, oh my gosh, you have ADD, Julia? I'm so sorry. That must be so hard for you. Or like my kid with autism, whenever I tell someone I'm working with a kid with autism, they're like, "Oh wow, like that's really great work. A certain kind of person has got to be able to do that." And you're just like, I'm just a person helping another person. Like, it's not, the way society views it is very, very disabling. And so in the first reading, the Immigration, Ethnicity, and Ugly Law, this ugly law, even though these laws were placed like late 1800s, early 1900s, they still reflect society's view on this disabled. In 1891, federal immigration officials in Alabama, I think? No, just in general, were certified to turn immigrants away for having a disease. But the thing is, they could turn anyone away just because they look at them and they're like, "Yep, you got a disease. It's dangerous. It's contagious, and we don't want this dangerous beggar, disease affecting our ableist, our colonialist, our white mindset, And in 1907, Alabama, this one is Alabama, was had a policy set up so they could turn away anyone that had a mental or physical disability. And this turning away people has now surfaced to the 2020s as being 2020s to 2020 today as being exceptional for having to deal with that your life must be so hard. Well, it's not that much harder than your life, because you got stuff you got to deal with too. Everyone has stuff they got to deal with, and if you turn away someone because you think that their life is just unimaginably difficult, like you cannot comprehend, it just doesn't make any sense. And there was this lovely article that you provided, called the Changing the Framework Disability Justice. I tried to find the name, but I could not. She is a disabled woman of color, and she's queer. So she's got these four categories that are oppressed, and it intersects. And she talked about how disability is so isolated, that there's such a small community that actually advocates for this. But the thing is, every ism has intersection with other isms, and it cannot be isolated. And so she talks a lot about interdependence instead of independence, and this interdependence is about connecting all of these isms and understanding that any oppression that is experienced by a person is one, valid, two, should be allowed open spaces where it's for everyone, not just the disabled, because we got the special ed programs in high school that really just singles out these kids, and they're told you are different from the start. And yeah, that's my time.